In a world where we are constantly measured by the standards of success, appearance, and social status, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that our worth is defined by external validation. We seek approval from others, chase accolades, and measure our value by comparison to the world around us. However, this pursuit often leaves us feeling empty, as we can never truly satisfy the unquenchable desire for external recognition. The truth is, in the depths of Buddhist philosophy, we find a profound teaching: our worth is not something to be earned through our actions or validated by the opinions of others. It is a birthright, a fundamental aspect of who we are. Our worth is intrinsic, untouchable by time, circumstance, or societal judgment. The Buddha's teachings remind us that true self-love arises not from external validation but from recognizing the inherent goodness within us. This love is not something to be earned or proven, it is something to be uncovered and embraced. It is already there, deep within our hearts, waiting to be acknowledged. In Buddhism, there is a concept known as metta, or loving kindness. This is the unconditional love that arises from within, not contingent upon any conditions or expectations. It is the kind of love that flows freely, transcending judgments, mistakes, or successes. It is not a love that seeks anything in return, nor one that is restricted by our own limitations or flaws. It is love for the sake of love itself, pure, boundless, and always present. At the very core of the Buddhist path lies the understanding that love is not a distant goal but a natural state of being. Just as the lotus flower, despite growing in the murky waters, unfurls its petals to reveal its purity, our hearts too can blossom with love, compassion, and self-worth. No matter the challenges or struggles we may face, the lotus does not try to be something it is not, it simply grows in the conditions it finds itself in, allowing its beauty to emerge naturally. Similarly, we need not chase after love or worthiness because they are already part of us. Our true nature is inherently pure and worthy. In Buddhist teachings, this is the understanding of sunyata, the concept of emptiness, not as a void, but as the realization that our true nature is untainted and whole. We do not need to add anything to our being, we simply need to remove the illusions that cloud our perception. In this meditation, we invite you to turn inward, to reconnect with the love that is already within you. Through mindfulness and deep awareness, we can begin to peel away the layers of doubt, fear, and insecurity that have accumulated over time. These are not your true essence, they are temporary, impermanent, and ultimately, they are not you. Your true self is the one that is already full of love and worthiness. It is not defined by your achievements, your failures, or how others perceive you. As you sit in meditation, focus on your breath, each inhale a reminder that life is flowing through you, and each exhale a release of what no longer serves you. Let go of the need to prove yourself, to seek validation from the outside world. In that space of stillness, listen to the quiet whispers of your own heart. These whispers are the voice of your inherent worth. True self-love in the Buddhist sense is not selfish. It is the foundation from which we can truly love others. When we accept and love ourselves unconditionally, we align with our highest potential. We no longer rely on others for validation, and we no longer look outside ourselves for happiness. We become like the lotus, rooted in our truth, beautiful in our authenticity, and naturally radiating love to the world around us. The power of awareness, breathing into the present moment. To truly reconnect with our innate self-worth, we must first cultivate the profound practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness, as taught in Buddhism, is not just a tool, it is a way of being. It is the art of anchoring ourselves in the present moment, fully attuned to our thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations without attachment or judgment. In the Buddha's teachings, mindfulness is the gateway to liberation, the path through which we can see beyond the veil of illusions that keep us trapped in cycles of suffering and self-doubt. At the heart of this practice is the breath, a constant, unwavering companion that is always with us, yet so often overlooked. The Buddha himself used the breath as a powerful tool for calming the mind and returning to the present moment. The breath is a bridge between our body and mind, a reminder that we are alive and present in this very instant. When we bring our awareness to the breath, we begin to peel away the distractions that pull us into the past or future. We stop chasing after what has already passed or what is yet to come, and we allow ourselves to settle deeply into the here and now. As you begin this meditation, allow your body to find a comfortable position, whether sitting or lying down, where you can feel relaxed and at ease. Gently close your eyes and begin to bring your awareness to your breath. With each inhalation, feel the air entering your body, filling your lungs, and bringing life-giving energy into every cell. With each exhalation, feel the release, the letting go of tension, anxiety, and the clutter of the mind. Just as the Buddha taught, allow your breath to be a mirror of non-judgmental awareness. Notice each inhale, each exhale, not as something you need to control, but as a simple, natural rhythm that is always available to you. In Buddhism, it is said that our thoughts are like passing clouds in the sky, temporary, ever-changing, and not inherently who we are. By focusing on the breath, we step outside of our constant stream of thoughts and allow ourselves to become aware of the space between them. This space is where true freedom lies. It is in this space that we can observe our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without being swept away by them. We can notice them with compassion, without judgment, and without the need to react. This is the essence of mindfulness, being fully present without attaching to anything, letting each moment pass freely. As you continue to breathe deeply and mindfully, allow yourself to release any thoughts or judgments that arise. You don't need to analyze them, justify them, or even push them away. Just let them come and go, like waves on the ocean. With each breath, you are invited to let go of whatever burdens you may be carrying, whether they are worries about the future, regrets about the past, or doubts about your own worth. With each exhale, release them, knowing that they do not define you. They are temporary, and like the clouds, they will pass. With each inhalation, invite peace into your body and mind. Feel the stillness of the present moment wrapping around you like a warm embrace. Allow yourself to be filled with the quiet acceptance that is always available to you. In Buddhist practice, we are taught that peace is not something to be sought outside of ourselves, it is something we cultivate within. It is already here, in the stillness of the breath, in the silence of the mind. As you continue to breathe, remind yourself that you are enough, just as you are. You do not need to prove anything, nor do you need to chase after validation. In the present moment, you are already complete. Through the simple act of mindful breathing, you are reconnecting with your truest self. A self that is whole, worthy, and at peace. This practice of awareness is not just a tool for meditation, it is a way of life. As you move through your day, return to the breath whenever you feel overwhelmed, stressed, or disconnected. Let it be your anchor, a reminder that no matter what happens around you, you can always come back to the present moment, to the quiet space of acceptance and love. In the Buddha's teachings, mindfulness is not an escape from life's challenges but a way to face them with clarity and compassion. By breathing into the present moment, we align ourselves with our true nature, one of peace, love, and unconditional self-worth. Through this practice, we open the door to healing, transformation, and the profound realization that we are enough, just as we are. Connecting with the heart, the seat of compassion. In the deep wisdom of Buddhist teachings, the heart is revered as the seat of compassion and love. The Buddha spoke often of metta, loving kindness, and karuna, compassion, as two of the most essential qualities for anyone on the path of awakening. These qualities, when cultivated, not only bring us closer to others but also lead us to a more profound connection with ourselves. To connect with the heart is to tap into an inexhaustible source of love, an energy that flows endlessly, both for others and for ourselves. The heart, in its true, unconditioned nature, is boundless. It is not limited by time, space, or circumstance. The Buddha's teachings invite us to recognize that the love we seek externally is not something to be found outside of us, but something that already exists within us. When we turn inward and connect with our heart center, we are reconnecting with the very essence of who we are, beings made of love, compassion, and wisdom. In meditation, as you bring your awareness to the center of your chest, the space that represents your heart, allow yourself to truly feel what arises. You may notice sensations of warmth, a gentle fluttering, or perhaps a sense of openness that wasn't there before. These sensations, subtle yet profound, are signals that love is always within you. It is a quiet force, patiently waiting to be acknowledged. So often, we look for love and acceptance in the outside world. Yet the truth is that love is a natural, inherent quality of our being, and it is accessible to us at any moment. The practice of metta meditation, a cornerstone of Buddhist teachings, encourages us to offer loving kindness to all beings, starting with ourselves. We are taught to recite phrases of goodwill like, "May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be free from suffering," not as empty words, but as a deep expression of our commitment to love ourselves first. This is essential. For how can we truly offer love to others if we have not yet learned to offer it to ourselves? How can we show compassion to those around us if we have not learned to hold space for our own pain and suffering? Self-compassion, in the Buddhist view, is not an indulgence, it is a prerequisite for growth, healing, and enlightenment. In many ways, it is the foundation of all other virtues. Without self-compassion, we find it difficult to cultivate patience, understanding, or wisdom. We may judge ourselves harshly, which only keeps us trapped in cycles of self-doubt and insecurity. But when we can embrace ourselves, imperfections and all, we open the door to true transformation. We can let go of the need for external validation because we know that our worth is inherent, not contingent on how others perceive us. This is why it is so important to practice self-love, not just as a fleeting emotion, but as a daily, intentional practice. In moments of doubt or hardship, we must return to the heart. We must reconnect with that deep well of compassion that lies within us, remembering that it is always available. It is there in every breath, in every moment of stillness, in every act of kindness, especially the kindness we show ourselves. As you continue your meditation, focus on the feeling of compassion in your heart. Let it fill you. And with each inhalation, invite this warmth to expand. Imagine it spreading out from your heart, flowing into every part of your body, soothing any tension, any discomfort. As you exhale, release all self-criticism and judgment. Allow the love within you to grow and bloom, just like the lotus that rises from the mud. The Buddha's teachings are clear. True love and peace come when we stop seeking them outside of ourselves and instead begin the journey inward. By cultivating self-compassion, we not only heal ourselves but also become vessels of compassion for the world. When we accept ourselves fully, we no longer need to chase after love, because we know it is always within us. This is the heart of Buddhist practice, realizing that we are inherently worthy of love and compassion. Just as we are. When we recognize this truth, we can offer that same love freely, without fear, to others. So, let us take a moment now to rest in the warmth of our heart, to honor the boundless compassion that is always within us. With every breath, we deepen our connection to this love, knowing that it is our birthright, always available, and always ready to be shared. Releasing the barriers, letting go of self-doubt. One of the greatest challenges on the path to experiencing unconditional self-love is the deeply rooted belief that we are unworthy of it. We all carry emotional baggage, memories of past failures, guilt, shame, or the harsh judgments of others that cloud our perception of our true worth. These emotional burdens create invisible walls around our hearts, preventing us from fully embracing the love that is our birthright. But in Buddhist teachings, there is a powerful message: suffering arises from attachment. The Buddha taught that it is not only attachment to things and people that keeps us in a cycle of suffering, but also attachment to our own self-doubt and self-judgment. As we embark on this meditation, the first step is to recognize and acknowledge the barriers we have built around ourselves. These barriers often take the form of negative beliefs, thoughts like "I am not good enough" or "I don't deserve love." These beliefs have been conditioned into us over time, often rooted in past experiences or societal expectations. Yet, in the wisdom of Buddhism, we are reminded that these attachments, even to our own perceptions of ourselves, are not our true nature. They are like clouds obscuring the sun, temporary and ultimately empty. To release these barriers, we must first bring awareness to them. In the meditation, focus on your breath as a tool for transformation. With each inhale, bring in a sense of calm and clarity. And with each exhale, imagine releasing the emotional weight of all the negative beliefs you have carried. Imagine the breath flowing out like a gentle stream, taking with it any lingering self-doubt, guilt, or shame. As you breathe out, feel the tension lifting, as if a heavy burden is being gently released from your shoulders. Buddhism teaches the concept of anatta, or non-self. This teaching tells us that we are not defined by our past experiences or by the roles we play in life. We are not the sum of our mistakes, nor are we the judgment we impose upon ourselves. Just as a river flows without attachment to the past, we too can let go of the false identities that hold us back. We are not our failures, nor our successes. We are not our flaws or our perfections. We are, at our core, beings of boundless potential and inherent worth. Take a moment to consider this teaching. The river does not cling to the rocks it has passed over, nor does it yearn for the waters it has already flowed through. It simply flows, without attachment. Similarly, we too can let go of the attachments that no longer serve us, whether it's the self-criticism we've carried for years or the shame we've internalized. These are not our true nature, and they do not define who we are. Now, with each breath, continue to release the old stories and false beliefs. Allow them to dissolve like mist in the morning sun. Feel the space within your heart opening up, expanding with the energy of acceptance and peace. This practice is not about forcing the release, but rather about allowing it to happen naturally, with gentle awareness. The more we allow ourselves to release what no longer serves us, the more we make room for the truth of our inherent worth to shine through. Through this process of letting go, we make space for self-acceptance, compassion, and love to enter our hearts. We invite peace to fill the void left by old attachments. And in doing so, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life, free from the burdens of self-judgment and limitation. The Buddha taught that the key to freedom is in letting go, not just of material things, but of the mental and emotional attachments that bind us to suffering. These attachments are like the chains that keep us from realizing the truth of who we are: worthy, whole, and deserving of unconditional love. When we let go of self-doubt, we free ourselves from the prison of our own making, and we reconnect with the deep love and wisdom that reside within. So, as you continue to breathe, continue to release. Let go of any remnants of shame, guilt, or fear. Allow your heart to open, like a lotus blossoming in the warmth of the sun. Know that with each exhalation, you are moving closer to the truth of your being, an expression of boundless love, compassion, and peace. In Buddhist practice, letting go is not about loss, it is about liberation. By releasing the past, we are free to embrace the present moment. And in doing so, we reconnect with the inherent love and worth that has always been within us. This is the path to self-love, not one of striving, but of surrendering. When we let go, we make space for the unconditional love that is already here, waiting to be received. Affirmations: rewiring the subconscious mind. In the vast teachings of Buddhism, one of the most profound truths is the immense power of the mind. The Buddha taught that the mind is both the root of suffering and the key to liberation. It is within the mind that we create the conditions for our happiness or sorrow, for our sense of worth or inadequacy. The way we think shapes our reality. And by cultivating the right kind of thoughts, we can transform our lives. This concept is beautifully encapsulated in the practice of affirmations, words we speak to ourselves that have the power to reshape our subconscious mind. In this meditation, affirmations are not just empty words, but powerful tools for awakening to the truth of who we are. They are a bridge between the limitations we impose on ourselves and the infinite potential that lies within us. The Buddha emphasized the importance of right speech, a practice that involves speaking words of truth, kindness, and compassion. In the same way, affirmations are a form of right speech, but directed inward, toward our own hearts and minds. They are a way of speaking truth to ourselves, reminding us of the love, worth, and inherent goodness that exists within us, waiting to be recognized. When we use affirmations such as "I am worthy of love" or "I am love," we are not trying to convince ourselves of something that feels foreign or unattainable. Rather, we are realigning ourselves with the deep truth of our existence. Love, in its purest form, is not something we need to seek outside ourselves, it is already within us, waiting to be acknowledged. These affirmations are gentle reminders, calling us back to the essence of who we truly are, beneath all the layers of doubt, fear, and insecurity that we have accumulated over the years. In Buddhist philosophy, the mind is often compared to a garden. Just as a garden needs careful tending to ensure that weeds do not overtake the plants, so too does the mind require mindful attention to prevent negative thoughts and beliefs from taking root. Affirmations act as seeds of wisdom and self-compassion, which, when planted in the fertile soil of the mind, can grow into a flourishing sense of self-love and acceptance. When we consistently affirm our worth, we create a new mental landscape, one that reflects the truth of our inherent goodness and dignity. Affirmations are not about forcing ourselves to believe something that feels out of reach. Instead, they are about gently peeling away the layers of conditioning that have told us we are not good enough, not deserving of love. With each affirmation, we are slowly dismantling the barriers that keep us disconnected from our true selves. The more we repeat these affirmations, the more we begin to believe them, until they become a natural part of our way of being. We are rewiring our minds, not with force or effort, but with patience, compassion, and mindfulness. The Buddha often spoke about the importance of right intention, which involves aligning our thoughts and actions with the highest good. When we use affirmations with the intention of healing, accepting, and loving ourselves, We are practicing right intention at its core. These affirmations are not mere statements, they are intentional acts of self-compassion. They are the words we need to hear from ourselves. The words that remind us that we are worthy of the love, respect, and peace we so freely offer to others. In the practice of Buddhism, self-compassion is seen as a crucial step on the path to enlightenment. Without compassion for ourselves, we cannot fully offer compassion to others. Just as we are taught to extend loving kindness, metta, to all beings, we must first learn to extend that same loving kindness to ourselves. Affirmations are a beautiful practice of self-compassion, gently reminding us that we are worthy of the same love and care we so often give to those around us. In conclusion, affirmations are not just words, they are a sacred practice of reconnecting with the truth of our being. They are the antidote to the negativity and self-doubt that cloud our minds. Through the repetition of affirmations, we begin to shift our mindset, moving away from the conditioned beliefs of unworthiness and stepping into the profound truth of our inherent goodness. This is the power of the mind, through mindfulness, intention, and the practice of right speech. We can reprogram our subconscious and awaken to the love, wisdom, and peace that already reside within us. Conclusion: embracing your inherent worth. By the end of this meditation, you will have connected with your heart, released negative emotions, and affirmed your inherent worthiness of unconditional self-love. This practice is not a one-time event but a continuous journey of self-discovery, healing, and growth. The more we practice recognizing and embracing our intrinsic value, the more we can live in alignment with the truth of who we are. In the Buddhist tradition, we are reminded that love, like all things, is impermanent. Yet the essence of love remains constant within us. As you continue your journey, remember that you are always worthy of love, love that flows freely and without condition. The love you seek is not outside of you, but is a reflection of the love that resides within you.